Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am working on December 11th story. This is December 10th, where I talk about Christmas trees. December 11th is going to go here, even though I have the back of December 10th ready to go here. This is just going to be something decorative. I have a cut file in mind, so I want to put that over here. I haven't cut it out yet, so once I cut that out, the decorative thing will go here, and this is going to be day 11. So I have this little Instax picture of some pine cones in a basket. This is near our front entryway, and this is the story of the pine cones. Might seem weird to some, but you know, it is a story from our December. So let's see what I can do. Now, I just talked about how it might seem weird to tell a story about a basket of pine cones. And then once I finished this kind of spread, I realized I never even told the story. So I'm probably going to do that. I'll probably add it, and I'll tell you guys where I'll add it. I'm not going to do an insert for it because I feel like I've almost had an insert every other page so far in this album, and this little story doesn't really need an insert. It's not that big of a story, so there we go. Now I'm just trying to figure out something that I can do decoratively and try to make it pretty. And yes, I am figuring this out before I even have the 4x6 card that I'm going to use. I know that I want to use some of these floral bits because they do have little pine cones kind of tied into them. Not all of the pieces, like this holly piece doesn't have a pine cone, but the bigger one down there does. And then I decide I don't want it to say Noel, I want it to say Be Merry. So I'm going to go ahead and use that one. I do try out the red one just for a second, but I decide that I like the green better. And then I'm just trying to figure out what else I can do to this kind of layout down here just to make it a little bit more decorative. There's not a whole lot of decorations on this one, but I really think that it makes a pretty, like it's pretty when it's finished, so that makes me happy. Now, originally I was going to add my story onto that card right there that has date and it has the gold grid lines, but I ended up not doing that. And the reason why I chose this kind of cream and white buffalo check kind of gingham type pattern was because of the banner that I pulled out here at the bottom next to that red and white polka dot one. So I want to incorporate some dark wood grains because I'm really liking the way that it's coming out. I really like the way that my book is looking with the wood grains in it throughout it. Like it's really pretty, and at least I think it's really pretty, and that's what matters. So I have this dark wood grain paper here that I used to make my 4x6 card. Now I'm thinking about adding a doily underneath of this just to give it a little bit of pretty and a little bit of softness, but I don't really like the way that it looks. With the doily, I'm like, I'm covering up so much of it that it's really kind of senseless to put it there. So I just decide to go for it with the card and the photo. And at first I was going to have them go off the page, but I decided not to do that. And then I am adding all of those little bits of decorations that I had. So the little tag, the little fishtail banner tag down there says Be Merry. And then I have the beautiful die cuts. And then I think, ooh, you know what? This tree would look really good on top of this card. Like, it would look really good. So I take some foam squares and I just trim one up so that I can put it down towards the top of the tree as well as the bottom of the tree where the full foam square lives, and I just place that onto my card. I love the way that looks. I think, oh, you know what I should do? I should add some of this greenery behind the Christmas tree. So I'm going through the die cuts and I'm trying to figure out what I can do where I have more of this greenery, and I find the little bird, and I think that the greenery that's attached to the bird would be perfect, like absolutely perfect. So I cut it out and the bird is off to the side. Now, who knows if I'll use the bird? Who knows if the bird will be thrown away? Who knows if the bird will go into a giveaway? Who knows what's going on with that bird? Right now, I really don't care about the bird. I cared about the pine cones that are poking out from behind that Christmas tree, and I really, really like the way it looks. Like, I'm super happy with it. I go ahead and put the banners down, and then I'm thinking now that that little piece right there is too much on this card. I've got the greenery poking out from behind the tree, and I've got the greenery on top of the insect's photo, and I'm just like, no, that's just too much. But something needs to go here. I need something on top of these banners. So I try this sticker that says Christmas Wishes, and I'm happy with it. It does have some holly pre-printed on the sticker, so that works for me. And now I just need to add a little something, a little sparkle. At first, I was going to pick out some sequins, but I decided, no, I've got another idea for sequins for this page. So I grab some of these gold, kind of like resiny type stars, and I just sprinkle them about. Now, that does say date up there, and I am not going to put a date in it, and that's okay. It's just completely a decorative piece, and I'm okay with that. So now that this card is finished, it's going to be slid into the pocket, and that's going to be done. And then I grab my book because I need to figure out which side of the page protector I'm going to put my sequin pocket in, because I know I had sequins in another page earlier in the month, and I didn't want it to be on the same side. Like, I don't want my sequin pockets to always be on the same side, so I made it the inside. I'm using 2 different sequin mixes. One is Into the Woods, and it's got some beautiful, beautiful wood grain kind of sequins, and then the other one is the red one. What is the red one called? Red Romance? Red Rapture. It's called Red Rapture. And those both have come from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And then I really like how this looks. I like that this is a transparency piece, so you see the floral on both sides. You can see it on both sides, so no matter what you're doing, either side of the page, you're going to get this great look. Now, this is some fake snow, and it came in a Love from Lizzie kit, and I just thought that this fake kind of snow would be absolutely gorgeous with the sequins and the floral. And so, like, fun fact, you guys, I was completely right. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I take my fuse tool, and it has been heating up for a little while, and I run a couple lines over it on both sides of the plastic. And that is because I am adding this really, like, it's like fine fake snow. So I want to have a couple lines at the top so that the fake snow isn't going to get through. If I only did one line, there's enough space that little stuff could get right on through there, and I don't want it to come out. Now I am doing the number card, and this is where I think I'm going to end up putting my journaling, and I think I'm just going to fill the card behind the numbers. So that's where it will go. I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm gonna test it out and see. And if it is, I'll give you guys an update and let you know that is what I did, or maybe it's not what I did. Who knows? Now, I felt like it was just too light. It needed something to kind of weigh it down and bring it into the page. So I trimmed down the gingham, and then I added the dark wood grain paper. Now, these 2 little ones here are actually not ones. They are actually the exclamation points without the dots from my packet of thickers, and I believe those are the thickers that came with the Carousel collection. And then I decide to bring in that little holly sprig that was too much down on the bottom card, but just perfect up on the top. And I really, really like how the floral is throughout this entire page. It just makes me happy. Now I'm doing, again, what I've done previously, and that is just put some Versamark ink around the edges of the card, and then I'm just going to heat emboss that with some gold embossing powder, and you'll see me do that right here. Now, I know that there are probably better embossers than me. Oh, cut that off. Well, that was an intense break. Sorry about that, guys. So here I am just embossing this up, and it is kind of gold and uneven around the edges, and I just really like the way that it looks. So once that is nice and heated up and melty, I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to the background card here, and then pop that into the page. And like I said, I didn't do the journaling, so that is going to call this page finished. So as you guys know, I am behind, and I don't think of it as like, oh no, I'm behind. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna last a little bit, and it's great because while I might not have time every single day to do one story, I do have time at least every couple of days where I can get a couple of stories done. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope that you're sticking around. Hope that you love this little series as much as I do. And I will see you guys again real soon.